Ravens flock, the flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of The Flock Rundown. Practice just ended. It's the last practice before the game this Saturday. We have a Week 3 preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay, so they won't be practicing tomorrow. They're traveling. I have a preview episode of the game out tomorrow with another $50 giveaway. All you got to do is watch the video, answer the question in the comments. Whoever's closest wins $50. If you haven't been a part of it the last 2 weeks, we've been doing it the last 2 weeks, so you can go back and watch the Eagles or the Commanders preview show or post-game thoughts. I talk about it in both episodes just to get an idea of what it is, but we'll have that out tomorrow. The Ravens announced today that the legend Terrell Suggs is getting inducted into the Ring of Honor Week 7 against the Detroit Lions at halftime. That's October 22nd.
Terrell Suggs will be inducted into the Ring of Honor. So I want to congratulate Terrell and his family, Sis. And we still got a defense called Sis. Did you know that? Yeah, it's a pass rush, of course. And just had a chance to text with him today, and couldn't be more happy for him. Nobody's more deserving. I mean, obviously that was a no-brainer, right? And what he meant to this organization and to our team and to our defense, I just personally just very grateful for Terrell Suggs and what he's done for the Ravens.
Shout out to Terrell Suggs, man. What a legend. One of my favorite Ravens ever. Probably one of all of our favorite Ravens ever. It's hard to deny. He's in that trio of Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs. You know, you always mention those three names, and Terrell Suggs just always played such a role, right? He was such an entertainer on top of his dominance on the field, and is forever the Ravens' greatest pass rusher. Jadeveon Clowney hit the podium for the first time today as a Raven, and of course he was asked, why did he choose the number 24? Here's what he had to say.
It was either that or 50 right now. And I ain't picked 50 because Justin Houston wore it last year here, and I just picked 24 just to switch it up. I don't know. I just was like, yeah, let me try 24. So we'll see what happens when training camp over when they make, because I might switch my number again, they say. But we'll see.
So he's switching his number. He said he's going to reevaluate when all the cuts are made. That clearly is saying that he's going to switch his number. He didn't have any special meaning behind the number 24. I guess there was only 2 numbers available at the time, and he went with 24. But I would not get used to that number or lock that in. Don't buy a jersey if you were even going to anyway. He's definitely going to switch his number after these cuts are made, and we'll see what the new number is. I'm sure it'll be a lot more fitting to his position. I know that there was a lot of feedback online about him picking number 24 and just the era of positionless numbers in the NFL in general, which I'm still getting used to as well. But Clowney's going to switch. We pretty much just confirmed that, so we'll look forward to seeing what new number he selects. Clowney was also asked why he chose Baltimore, and he said John Harbaugh. He said that Harbaugh's a player's coach, and he's always watched Harbaugh from a distance and how he interacted with the players. That's a pretty cool answer. You don't hear the head coach being the selling point too often. He also mentioned that we have a really competitive roster, and we're ready to win, so that played a big role as well. And the Ravens have always been supportive of the players and in line with the players, right? There's no team on the field. There's no Super Bowls. There's no success without players being happy and talented, and the Ravens make sure that they have a nice balance of bringing in the right guys who are going to fit the culture as well, right? You're not just bringing in talent. So hopefully Jadeveon Clowney fits right in. It seems like he is right now. I saw a few people in the comments while his press conference were going saying that Jadeveon Clowney is going to be a bust. I don't think so. For starters, there really has never been a single player that can come into the Ravens culture and locker room and kind of destroy the team or cause rifts or things like that. Earl Thomas kind of comes to mind a little bit, but look what happened. They held a players-only meeting, and he was cut. Like, it's just rare. The Ravens handle things so well, and the culture in the locker room is so tight that it's rare for a bad seed to come in. Now, can Jadeveon Clowney underperform a little bit? Sure, but we're not actually at a ton of financial risk either. The contract is pretty low. At least the guaranteed portion is really low. So, I mean, I don't really see how he can be a bust because you have to evaluate how much we're paying for Jadeveon Clowney in the type of role that he's going to play. So, what's a bust look like? He could have like 3 sacks and just absolutely wreak havoc on the interior and open up the edges for Owe and Ajabo to eat and have a bunch of sacks, but Clowney doesn't have a bunch of sacks, and people are going to say he has a bust year. I just don't even know what that would look like. So I don't think he's going to be a bust. I don't think he's going to be a problem at all. If he doesn't play to his prime level of play, then okay, that's not a big deal. We just need him to do what he does right now. We need him to eat up the inside, set the edge well, and just cause some interior pressure so that we can get pressure elsewhere. I'm not worried about that at all. He did say his main goal this year is just to stay healthy. He wants to play 17 games. They asked him if he's talked to the coaches about what type of role he might play in this defense. He said that he has briefly, but he didn't really elaborate on it. He just said he's trying to work to get his snaps up. Obviously, that's because he has incentives based on his snaps, so he is going to want to play 50, 60% of the snaps. He has $500,000 to $1 million to $1.75 million in bonuses based on the percentage of snaps he plays. So I'm sure that is on his mind. He signed a really low guaranteed deal, so he's going to want to hit some of those incentives so he can make as close to $6 million as possible. But regardless, I think he's worth that contract. So if he ends up hitting some incentives, good for him. Probably good for us. If he's playing a lot, that means he's playing well. He also mentioned that it'll be nice to not have to chase Lamar Jackson around. He's been in the division for a few years, so he has played against the Ravens when he's been on the Browns and has had to chase Lamar Jackson around, so he definitely has experience and knows what that's like. And he called him the quickest, fastest quarterback in the league. We all know that. But some outsiders try to say, just since he's been hurt a little bit, I guess, he's not on the top of their mind, try to say that he's not the best running quarterback in the league. There's no way. There's not one running quarterback in the league that even rivals Lamar Jackson. All time, we can go back and look at like Michael Vick. I think that's a nice comparison, but Lamar's got a better arm. Lamar's already had more success than Michael Vick. He's got a unanimous MVP. So I think Lamar's already passed that. He's just got to get a few Super Bowls under his belt, and this guy's surefire Hall of Famer. That's pretty much it for today, guys. Shorter episode. Look out for the preview video tomorrow, previewing the Ravens versus Buccaneers preseason game on Saturday, plus the giveaway. That'll be a longer episode where I go through the matchups again, and this is the last game we get to see before a bunch of guys are cut and that roster gets finalized. So it's an important game for the depth guys, and we might see some other guys too. Harbaugh keeps hinting about some of the corners possibly playing. He hasn't committed to anybody yet, so I'm not sure exactly who's playing. I'm sure Tyler Huntley's not going to play just because he hasn't been practicing. We're not going to see Rashad Bateman or anyone like that hasn't been practicing. No Mark Andrews, who also hasn't been practicing. But we'll see. Excited to get a final look at the depth guys and just get another preseason game in before this roster's finalized. Week 1 is quickly approaching. And I can't wait. I can't wait to get some regular season Ravens football kicked off. Appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.